Hey everybody, welcome back to the Filled In Podcast. I'm Phil.
And I'm Phil.
This week was my pick again. It was Haunted Mansion.
It was Haunted. I was going to say Monster House for a second. We just did that.
I just love that movie so
That's
much.
just my favorite.
We're just gonna end up talking about Monster House again.
No, this week we did The Haunted Mansion,
Yeah, the 2003 version, not the
starring
newest.
Chris Rock.
Nope, don't. I
No, starring Eddie Murphy.
was gonna say Ezra Miller, but that wasn't the right name I was thinking about either. I was thinking about the guy from Blade.
Starring Michael Seraph.
Great start. We definitely watched the movie. No, starring Eddie Murphy. Yeah, you think that was a weird get for them at the time?
Yeah,
Well, what did he do before?
like Dr. Doolittle.
Oh yeah, I guess that's right. He was making like I was wondering if that was like to the phase of his. I guess Disney wasn't like I don't know, like the Third Reich like they are now,
Yeah,
where they're so. Oh, you said one bad word once. No, I'm not gonna work with you.
right. I don't know. They have Jake Paul. Like, they had him for while he was on his fuck shit, you know?
Did they? I don't think they did.
Yeah, he was like on those news broadcasts, like jumping on people. Like, you remember when he was jumping on cars?
Yeah, but it was right after that that they dropped him
Yeah, I guess that's true.
because he was on the what show Austin and Alley.
No, it was like it's something I never watched. It was so far after my time that I didn't even catch it on the back end.
Hmm.
I think it was called Bizarrevark or something.
Ugh,
Couldn't tell you what it's about.
that's so. See, like that one, he has such a weird career path now. That you think about it,
Yeah.
because like imagine going from Disney Star
No, he went from YouTuber to Disney star to YouTuber to rapper to boxer.
to boxer.
Pick a I mean, who am I to talk actually? You know what?
Yeah, honestly. Look at what we're doing right now. Well, what'd you think? What'd you think of Haunted Mansion?
Honestly, doesn't really hold up.
No.
It is not very good.
I will say there's one thing about this movie that always like struck me as a kid, and that's the opening.
Yeah.
I never thought that they would show like some dude hanging himself.
Yeah, that was dark.
That was dark. And then it made me kind of think about the lure of the ride. I was like, is that in the ride? Am I dumb?
I feel like it is.
Ugh.
I don't remember the ride very well, but I do think it was in there.
Hmm. What would you give this movie overall rating wise?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't if we're going off of like your thing, I don't know if I
Mhm.
would give it a negative rating or not.
I would give it a -2.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think I probably would give it a negative rating.
There's things in here that I like about the movie.
But I wouldn't I didn't even like negatively like ironically enjoy it really, you know?
Really?
Yeah. Honestly watching it was kind of like a snooze fest for me. Maybe like a -3 or 4.
Damn.
What would you give it?
-2.
So you didn't enjoy it. You didn't
No,
enjoy it more than me.
No, I did. I thought it'd be funny because it's like, it's like not a. I think the worst thing a movie can be ever is boring,
Yeah.
and that movie's getting to that point for me a little bit where I'm
Yeah.
just like, which is weird because it's like very fast paced when you're watching it too.
Yeah. I think that might also be to its detriment though.
Hmm.
It might be a problem that it's so fast paced because you're just like, okay, I can't attach to anything that's going on right now.
I mean, I guess that's a problem with like a lot of these fucking Disney ride into movies.
Yeah.
Like, what do you fucking do really?
Right.
Mhm.
I mean, Disney hasn't had a hit since the first Pirates of the Caribbean, you know? That's
Any-
the only one that they actually made a good movie off of. And
No,
I
I
think
guess that's
that
right. That's true.
I think that Johnny Depp really just carried it.
Yeah,
Like,
no kidding.
If he wasn't the main character, it wouldn't have been a good movie either.
Well,
you
isn't
know?
he not the main character? I thought the other guy was the main character, kind of.
Orlando Bloom?
Yeah.
No. I mean, maybe.
I think he's
You
like
know?
the protagonist, but he's not the main character. Is that weird
That is weird.
to think about?
No, Jack Sparrow is like I don't even remember that guy's name. You know what I mean? Jack Sparrow
Exactly.
is the character
No,
that made those movies decent.
no, I wouldn't ever argue that he's like not the he's not the focal point.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like in the terms of the movie and like the
He
plot,
was technically not the main character.
yeah, he was technically not the main character.
Yeah, you might
the
be right.
Plot was pushed forward by this other guy,
Yeah.
and you're following his story.
Hmm.
But Jack is like the focal, kind of like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, that's true. Also played by
Johnny Depp. Yeah, and I hated that version.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, we should watch
Well,
it then.
okay. Let me spread like I think he's like Johnny Depp does like a great job in that movie. Don't get me wrong, but it really fucking every time I watch that movie, it bums me out.
Why?
There's a scene in there where he has like a brace around him, and he has to shove chocolate in there to eat it.
Hmm.
I don't know why. Every time I see that, it makes me so sad. That truly strikes a chord with me
Really?
more than a lot of other movies. Yeah. Uh, I mean, I think this movie has like good fun bits.
Yeah.
Has like little fun little charms to it, but that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, the plot you could kind of see coming from like a mile away. You know.
Yeah.
Characters had some weird things
Like
in
what?
it. I mean, they were very clearly trying to make them ghosts,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why. But it also felt really racial, to be honest.
We kept making a bunch of jokes that the fucking butler was just racist,
Yeah.
and he kind of is.
Yeah.
And I know the main plot is like, oh, they didn't. Um, we just invited her. We didn't invite like the family or her, so we could just get her as my future queen or
Yeah.
not queen or
Wife.
wife, whatever. But the whole movie just kind of like talks like he's like, oh, you people are here. Whoa, Jeeves.
I'm not gonna shake your hand.
Gives off a certain type of energy, man.
Yeah.
And later in the movie, it was funny because he's like, they would have never accepted her, and I was like, why?
Why
Hmm?
wouldn't they accept her?
Why are they
What's the
accepting?
reason? Is it because she's black?
Not because of that. Other things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like what? You know, just stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, it was like cute, you know. Could you see this movie being made today?
Yeah, it literally was.
What? Oh, I guess that's true. Damn.
Got my ass. It does have a very 2000s feel to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's like a good 2000s feel and a bad 2000s feel. It has the bad 2000s.
It has a bad 2000s feel.
Yeah.
I
Like
remember-
White Chicks, good 2000s feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, just like in that sense of like Disney was just kind of, just feels like just, oh, we just put it out.
Yeah. They didn't care.
We didn't care. It is what it is. I don't think there was like any like strong connection to it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What sucks is that like I feel like Disney's doing that more now and now. Like
Ye-
more now than they used to.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, just look at like all the fucking Star Wars shit that's come out, all the Marvel shit that's come out. All of it is like the most bottom of the barrel. Like just get something out to get something out.
Dude, I could not give less of a fuck to watch Secret Invasion.
Dude, yeah.
And
Secret
that's-
Invasion, not Planet Hulk, She-Hulk.
I did watch She-Hulk.
I will never. I refuse.
Why?
Dude,
Because he's a Sigma male, everybody.
no, it just looked awful.
Because the show's too woke for him, and women
Yeah.
wouldn't actually act like
Yeah, sorry, snowflakes.
that. I watched She-Hulk, and I thought it was funny, but it is very just like, I don't know, man. It feels like there's like a creative thing in here that somebody was trying to do and try to do like something new and like kind of out there.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
I guess that's my point is that Disney just feels devoid of creativity now.
Yeah.
This movie it ended up bad and it wasn't a good movie, but someone had a vision and someone wanted to do something
For Haunted Mansion.
for Haunted Mansion.
You think?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess that's true. There's like, okay, so like there's a lot of things in that movie that I'm like, that's really cool. But then I think about it, I was like, that's probably something from the ride. It's like when they're walking by the painting, you see like the painting change.
Oh yeah, that is from the ride.
Yeah, see, and then like the singing heads.
Yep, from the ride.
Yeah. So I think all the creative bits in that movie are not from somebody making the movie. I think it's from the ride.
Yeah.
You know what I
I mean,
mean?
could you say that about like Pirates of the Caribbean? Where anything like cuz I guess I've never been on that ride
I have. It's very
since before the movies came out. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
that ride is very bare bones.
Yeah.
That ride is just like you're literally on a boat and there's just pirates around you.
No,
That's-
I've been on the ride. I'm
Oh.
saying I wasn't but they've done renovations since the movies have come out.
Oh, really?
They have done like they added Jack Sparrow into it.
I think the last time I went on that ride was like in 2016.
Yeah, they had like Davy Jones and it used to be a skull, but then it became Davy Jones.
Did you hear that Johnny Depp will just go in there?
Yeah,
Pretend
and
to
he
be
just mhm.
That's so funny.
And The Rock did that with his co-star in the Jungle Cruise. Yeah,
I was watching that the other day.
they were in the Jungle Cruise ride.
That's a fucking Snoresville too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, it's like It's just very generic action movie to me.
Isn't Space Mountain pretty bad too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember half the shit from Space Mountain.
Yeah.
But Space Mountain, that's such a dumb one to do a ride on too, because like, what is that? That ride is just a roller coaster in the dark
Yeah. It's just going fast through space.
through space. Yeah, that's literally what that ride is.
You have to make a whole plot around it.
I thought it was funny that they made a Tomorrowland movie.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the whole
true.
land got a movie, which I think would work
Was
better.
Space Mountain in Tomorrowland?
Yeah, Space Mountain's in Tomorrowland.
No, I mean in the movie.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen the movie,
Really?
so I couldn't tell you. I think there's like, I have a huge love for Walt Disney, like as a creator.
Yeah.
I know he's racist and is the bad guy overall, but creatively, still kind of a genius.
Yeah.
I like that when he was making Disneyland, I think this is the most baller thing ever. When he was making Disneyland, he had a bunch of architects and stuff, and then they showed him a bunch of plans for the rides and how it would look, and he just fired all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Fuck it," and he did it himself.
Yeah.
That's so fucking awesome to me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, not awesome in that aspect that he fired a bunch of people, but
He is a visionary, but he's a fucking lunatic too.
yeah,
You know?
he's insane for sure.
Walt Disney would, without a doubt, be canceled in 2023.
He would not watch the Haunted Mansion movie.
Yeah, no.
He'd be on the side of the ghost. Could you imagine he's just sitting there? He's like, "Yeah, that's right. Get him. Yeah, get him out of there." I also think it's like crazy that they had like the singing heads.
Yeah,
Who do they get to do that?
I don't know. They probably just like a renowned barbershop quartet.
Can I tell you something that's like kind of doesn't annoy me, but is like hard to deal with?
What?
So in most kids movies, they'll have like, in just random kids movies, I'll find like a song or
Mhm.
something, and somebody just fucking kills it. And you try to look up that person, they've done nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, that's for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But with this movie, I feel like you want to know how I know that I didn't enjoy this movie?
Yeah.
Is because when we're like enjoying a bad movie, there are two things that we can do. We can either enjoy a bad movie and like we're killing it. We're making good jokes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bits flying.
There's riffs.
We can watch a movie that we do enjoy
Mhm.
and then there's less riffs, but the movie it's like we're quiet for
Well,
a
then
lot of it.
We can.
This movie, we were trying to get something for the whole time. And there wasn't that many bits you could get off of this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
We were talking the whole time and like I'm probably going to have to edit it down to like 20 minutes, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're just like trying to look for something. There's
Yeah.
like, should I really be looking at this movie and be like, oh, I should find the deeper meaning in like Haunted Mansion? No,
Mhm.
obviously. It's just a fucking cash grab movie they put out.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It was I remember it being like a little bit more of a thing in my childhood because it was like in the VHS tapes
Yeah.
that we had. So I was like, oh, that would probably be a good one.
Mhm.
But then it was just nothing.
Mhm. How do you feel about like this style of movie? Do you miss this style of movie coming out?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I almost just like comedies. Like, do you just miss genuine comedies coming out?
Besides the Barbie movie, what was the last comedy you saw that like really was really good?
Dude, I couldn't tell you.
Exactly. I had that conversation with my coworkers, and they were like, I don't know, maybe 21 Jump Street, and I was like, that movie came out years ago.
Yeah,
I was like, it's sad. I don't think like comedies come out anymore.
they don't. I
Mhm.
was watching this movie by a YouTuber, Nathan Zed.
Uh-huh.
I love his videos.
Yeah.
Great opinions on things. Like
Mhm.
he's just like a fan of stuff and
Yeah.
the way he talks about it. But he made a whole video called like the death of comedy movies and how they're all kind of like just panned off fucking TikTok stars get like a movie on Netflix. And
Mhm.
same with romantic comedies.
Yeah.
They just become shitty movies on Netflix now and they don't get to be box office hits.
So like,
Would you consider No Jumanji's an action comedy?
yeah, Jumanji's an action comedy. Like that's like it has humorous bits, but it's more of an action movie,
Yeah.
right?
I would say so.
Mm.
Same with Marvel.
Well, I was trying to think of like the last. There's a comedy. Have you ever seen Crazy Stupid Love?
No.
It's a really good movie. You should watch it.
Okay.
But it's to me that movie is like more of a drama and like a romantic thing, but it's labeled as a comedy, and I was like, yeah, I guess it's like has funny bits, but it's not.
But it's like a dramedy.
It's a dramedy, yeah.
Mhm.
I would say majority of the time I'm more like, oh, than I am like laughing at that movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it still is a good movie.
One comedy I could think of is like The Heat. But that came out like 2012.
And that was like,
and it wasn't that great.
Yeah, it is kind of like okay.
There's one joke I can remember from it that was funny, and it was just because, like, whatever her name was threw a phone book at someone.
Is that the one where she's like gave her a tracheotomy?
That's not the joke I just said, so I couldn't tell you.
I literally only remember that one part. I don't know, man, because like I was talking about this. I just don't understand why. Why are there like any good comedies anymore?
I don't know. I mean, they probably just don't sell.
If you ask me if I miss this style of comedy for Haunted Mansion, I don't.
Yeah.
Because it's very like it's just dry and generic and like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
I was a
Oh, you know what it is?
what
I bet money this is why comedies don't sell anymore.
legalization of weed.
No.
Okay, well I'll circle back to that.
Okay.
In a minute.
I think that comedies don't really exist in the mainstream anymore because you can't make a universe out of it. You can't make a comedy like MCU. It has to be something else and then just have comedic elements.
Can I just tell you, I'm so fucking annoyed at every place trying to make their own little universe and spin and like
Yeah.
franchise. I got so pissed getting out of the Barbie movie, and Mattel's like, "Well, don't worry, there's gonna be an Uno movie.
There's going to be 400 more of these
there's gonna be
motherfuckers.
400 more. There's gonna be a Polly Pocket movie." And I was like, "I think you guys are missing. It wasn't the brand is not
That's
why I
not-
like the movie.
It's because it's not what we've seen before.
It's because it was a well-made movie
It
but-
had a style that isn't.
and great themes and was genuinely funny."
Yeah.
I was like, "You guys are missing. What the fuck would an Uno movie
That's like-
even be?"
Yeah. That's like if Christopher Nolan came out and was like, looks like there's an Oppenheimer universe. Let's go.
You mean ours? You mean the one I live in currently? Yeah, no shit. You know what's funny is that it kind of felt like he did that a little bit in that movie.
You think?
You know, like, yeah, because he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go off to make this bomb," and you don't see him the rest of the movie, and I was like, "Did they really try to make a spin off of that?" I remember feeling that way watching Jeffrey Dahmer
Really?
series. Yeah, because there's a thing where they find like they pan to Wayne
Gretzky.
Gretzky.
No.
No, you fucking idiot. The killer clown guy, I forget his name.
Okay.
But they just show like a scene of him, and I was like, "Oh, is this like a little backdoor pilot so we can get like another one of these shows up?"
Right.
To be fair, I think that show was like pretty good, and I got annoyed when I was watching it, and people were like, "They didn't give any money to the families or anything," and I was like, "You know, man, it's still like well made. I don't know what to tell you." I was like, "I watched it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna feel guilty for watching something.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll just be $1.50."
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I think? I think there's like a lack of. I truly do think that the legalization of weed has really fucked up comedies.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. Cause
Wouldn't that make comedies better because then you can get high before you go to watch them?
No, because that's what main media would tell you. I think like the stoner comedy produced like a lot of like shit movies. Like, don't get me wrong, but it produced a lot of like experimentation with comedy.
Yeah.
And I think like once you legalize weed, this is a very like five brains thing, and this is probably not true. I'm just talking out of my ass.
Uh-huh.
This is a guy who knows nothing about politics or how movies or anything works.
Right.
But I think like once you like weed, like smoking weed in like those stoner movies was kind of like an underground thing.
Yeah.
So now like everything's legal now. It's more of like a main culture thing.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think like it's like as niche of a topic, so they kind of just don't want to touch on it anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
Okay. I mean, I could see that.
Yeah. Like,
Everyone's scared to make something that...
that also is probably a more plausible reason.
Yeah. I still don't think that's true, though. I mean, you can make fucking comedies, you know? Here's the thing, and this is what I feel like a lot of conservatives don't get.
Mhm.
I'm of the mindset that you can joke about any single topic.
Mhm.
Genuinely anything.
Yeah.
Right? It just has to be funny.
Oh, we've talked about this all the time.
yeah.
I think when people get mad at a joke, it's because it was not delivered and it wasn't
Yeah.
funny.
There's two scenarios that can happen.
Mm.
A, either it is not funny.
Yeah.
And the joke just doesn't land.
Yeah.
So it comes off like that's just how you feel.
Yeah, that's just how you feel.
Or B, the joke like is just a little too far, like a little too hateful. Like not too far, because you can go far with a joke as long as it's funny.
Yeah.
But if it just feels like if the joke just doesn't land like enough or is a little too hateful,
It's also rough if
then
it doesn't.
you're huh?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then you fucked up as a comic.
Oh yeah.
And that's when people get mad at you because it just sounds like your opinion.
It also just sounds super rough. So like imagine like you like a joke didn't land. That's
Yeah.
your setup joke for an even longer period of jokes that are about this topic.
Yeah, like fucking Dave Chappelle's special where he went on like a 30-minute rant about trans people. That wasn't funny.
That wasn't funny.
That's why he got canceled because the jokes were not good. And which is crazy for Dave Chappelle because he's a great comic, you know?
He's a great comic, and I think it's funny. I love hearing it. I love hearing him talk.
Yeah.
So that part, I was just kind of like, oh, I don't care. But that's like more of that's a podcast energy to me.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, we're sitting down having a beer, like talking, and some people like that.
Yeah.
But apparently, a lot of people didn't. So
Like the thing is that like Tom Segura and Anthony Jeselnik and all of these people who joke about like crazy out there shit, like you're on the fucking floor. You don't have time to be angry because you're laughing so much.
I think there's also like
That's what I try to do when I write. You know, I write about not things that you probably shouldn't talk about.
Yeah.
I have a story about someone putting their hand in someone's vagina and they explode. Like that's that's the core concept.
Yeah, and him getting canceled for
and
that.
him getting canceled for that. But it's, at least in my opinion, funny. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like you could just say like humor's subjective. Here's the thing: it's also like really based on the crowd.
That is true.
So like that crowd probably knows who those people are. I've been to comedy shows where it's been like a no-name person.
Yeah.
I don't know them, with a crowd of people that were not ready to laugh. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it sound like oh they were just too woke and they were just like opinionated people. What it seemed like to me. I don't know. I didn't know like the whole crowd obviously, but that's what it seemed like the general audience was. And some people would say a joke and I would laugh and I'd be the only one who laughed. I was like, all right, and now I feel like an asshole.
Yeah. And I mean, like there was this one story that came out about this comic who just like was getting shit on because I don't know if you know her, but she's like a small comic that was kind of blowing up on TikTok for her crowd work, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Which is just bullying her crowd.
Yeah.
But
those are so funny.
Yeah, if you do it well. But that's the problem is
What'd she do?
It was just bullying.
She's like, get up and walk. He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, like it just wasn't funny, whatever she was saying. And like she got a lot of heat for it. But if what she was saying, like if everyone else was like, that's fucking hilarious, I don't think anything would have happened.
What'd she say?
I don't remember. But it was literally like there was no punchline. It was just mean kind of thing.
Okay.
It was just like, you're fucking ugly. Or just something like that.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's why, because like, that's the thing. With crowd work, you got to pick somebody who looks like they're willing to take a joke.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because like somebody who's like talking to you and like, or somebody who's like kind of reserved, you're like, all right, I'm not going to pick on him because this might turn bad real fast.
Yeah.
But that comes with like years of experience. Was she like new to the game?
She's pretty new, I think.
Oh, so that's,
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If you're new to the game, don't be posting on TikTok.
No.
You know?
I feel
to a certain point where you're comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I feel like it's so bad like this, in this kind of like, I know this is going to sound like really rough, but whenever somebody gets canceled and somebody like talks about them, I'm kind of like, I don't give a fuck, dude. And they're like, well, this is like, yeah, I know everyone's going to fucking forget about this in like 2 weeks max. And people will stop caring. And then when they get in for like a movie a year later, you're going to bring it up again. I don't think people really give a fuck that much.
Yeah.
I still get annoyed by the Kevin Hart thing.
Oh, about him saying that he wished his kid wasn't gay or whatever?
No, I didn't hear. Oh yeah. That's just a bad joke, but but again, that's like a joke you would hear in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Like when he was doing that. And that's like, that doesn't excuse it, but I'm just saying it's just like, I don't know, people evolve and people change and move on and pass things.
Yeah.
But it was annoying that they would bring up like, you said this one thing in the stand-up like years ago. And he's like, yeah, okay. He's like, I said I was sorry for that joke. And he's like, I've not said it since.
Yeah.
What else truly do you want me to do?
What could he do?
Like, what do you want from me? To never have a career again?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest. We haven't talked about the Haunted Mansion much.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's how you know that this movie isn't good. If we
just wasn't good.
If we don't have anything to say about
Phil
it.
looked at the clock. He's like, we went on a whole tangent about comedy movies because we just could not fucking talk about this one. So even now during a podcast where it's focused on the Haunted Mansion, there's just not. What the fuck do you say about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a boring plot, like pretty decent to mediocre writing,
Amazing vocals,
amazing vocals.
if anything. There's only one scene in there. There's 2 scenes in that movie. No, I'm gonna say 3. There's 3 scenes in that movie that I.
You know what? I'll give him 7.
You know what? It was a good movie. I'll give it. There's 3 moments in that movie that I really think were like genuinely good. I think the beginning opening scene was good because it really kind of give you like a little background lore, and then it also had
And
that
that-
shocking twist.
And that scene was the genuinely only reason we even watched it.
Yeah, that was genuinely what I was just most excited for.
Yeah.
And I forgot about. And then the scene later where he's like dancing with the wife, and he's kind of like the man of the house, and he's like kind of losing his mind, and you see all the ghosts like kind of appear in memories.
Yeah.
That was a really like chilling scene. I would love to see that. I would love to see that in something else.
Yeah.
And it's something that's good. And the 3 heads talking.
Yeah.
Their vocals amazing. I will go on that forever.
How do you have you seen the new one?
No, the new Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Mm.
You think it's better or do you think it's about the same? Because I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't seen it. I literally couldn't tell you a thing about it.
I think it's the same with better graphics. That's what I think.
You think?
You know what it looked like to me? It really gave me the all females Ghostbusters vibe.
Really?
Talk about like wasted potential there.
Dude, yeah.
Those are 4.
It just pisses me off is like you can have an all-female Ghostbusters.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't care.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a
I
fuck.
think that'd be sick.
But the thing is, that was the only selling point of that movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it feels the same way for stuff like this.
I think I don't know what it is about that movie. Those are 4 people that I think are genuinely so fucking funny,
Yeah.
like comics. And
I don't. Melissa McCarthy is not funny.
Oh, I think she is.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I don't think she's in funny movies. Let me preface that.
Okay.
No, well, I think she's like funny. Like there's a time period when she's not doing like the fucking I'm a fat piece of shit kind of joke for the whole movie. You know what I mean? Like every single
Yeah.
movie she's in, that's like the fucking punchline. When she's not doing that movie and she's generally like gives something to work with, I think
Uh-huh.
she's great. I think she's super funny.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Maybe I've only seen the I'm the fat guy.
Dude, that's she gets typecast for sure.
Yeah.
And if I see one more fucking movie where she falls down and makes some stupid joke, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Well, I don't think she's really doing anything anymore.
No, she was in the Little Mermaid.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Was she Ursula?
Yeah. Why'd you say that, Philip? Why'd you guess that role for her?
Is it because Ursula's fat?
I'll just say what it is. Yeah, and she actually was pretty good in that.
Was she?
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
She didn't. Well, I was gonna say she didn't play like a big fat piece of shit. She was just a fat warlord of the sea. But genuinely, I think that like
They should have got Lizzo.
no. I don't want to see the whole cast get fat shamed. And that's so fucking funny. I'm sorry. That she would just like.
Someone that's like 200, literally 200 pounds lighter
What do you
than her.
fucking say as like a backup dancer to that? If Lizzo came up to you,
Literally, I would get fired instantly if someone
oh
came
yeah,
at me like that.
I would never work in that industry again. I would be blacklisted for sure. I would say some despicable shit. Imagine you're just a fit dancer, prime of your life.
Even not a fit dancer. If you're a slightly like
no,
quote
but
unquote overweight dancer,
no, but here's the thing. Look at her dancers, fit as hell,
Mhm.
fucking ready, like a great stature, and then you see this fucking monster walk
Cutting that.
walk over to you. No, keep it in. No. Just walk over to you and just call you fat. How do you just not lose your fucking mind?
oh fuck,
Oh my god. But anyway, the Haunted Mansion was pretty good.
it wasn't.
It was solid. No, it wasn't. It was probably a solid movie. I think it was a cash grab in the 2000s, and it reads like that now. I think
Yeah.
it was,
That's a great way of putting it. I have nothing else to add.
yeah.
All right.
That was that
That-
pause alone shows how much what the movie is. But I
All
think
right.
we're about at that time.
I think we'll cut it there.
Right.
Hot podcast.
Hot podcast. We're didn't realize that we're gonna take this turn down this road. Anyway, I'm Phil.
But Melissa McCarthy, apparently dope. Lizzo sucks. I'm Phil.
I'm Phil.
And you've just
Just
been
been
filled
filled
in.
in.